Welcome to The Secret Wine Society, a podcast for people who love wine and for those who want to. I'm your host, and today we are tackling a situation I know you've been in. We're talking about what to bring when you don't know wine. Picture this. You're standing in a wine shop. Maybe you're on your way to a dinner party, or you need a gift for a friend. The shelves are filled with bottles, hundreds of them. The labels are confusing, the names are in French or Italian, and you feel stuck. A little pressure starts to build. You want to choose something good, something that doesn't taste cheap, but you don't want to spend a fortune on something you know nothing about. Why this one? It's incredibly reliable. Sauvignon Blanc is known for being crisp and refreshing. Think of flavors like grapefruit, lime, and maybe a little passion fruit. It's a dry white wine, which most people prefer, but it's full of bright, fruity flavors that make it easy and enjoyable to drink. It's fantastic on its own before dinner, but it also pairs beautifully with salads, goat cheese, chicken, and fish. It's a very safe and very welcome bet. You'll see many on the shelf. Just look for Sauvignon Blanc and Marlborough New Zealand on the label. If you want to try something a little different but in the same family, look for a Sancerre from the Loire Valley in France. It's also Sauvignon Blanc, but often with a more mineral, flinty character that is incredibly elegant. Now for our red wine option. If you're leaning towards a red, the safest and most versatile choice is Pinot Noir. You can find excellent examples from California, Oregon, or even France. If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. We are going to remove the stress from that moment. My goal is to give you 3 simple, safe, and elegant choices: a red, a white, and a sparkling. These are bottles that work for almost any occasion and please almost any palate. By the end of our time today, you'll be able to walk into any wine shop with calm and confidence. So let's start with our first category, the perfect white wine to bring when you're not sure what to get. My go-to recommendation is a Sauvignon Blanc, specifically from the Marlborough region of New Zealand. Pinot Noir is the ultimate crowd pleaser. It's a lighter-bodied red, which means it doesn't feel heavy in your mouth. Many people who are hesitant about red wine are put off by big, bold wines that feel thick or dry out their mouth. Pinot Noir is the opposite of that. It's smooth, silky, and has lovely flavors of red fruits like cherry and raspberry, often with a subtle earthy note that adds complexity. It's elegant enough for a special meal, but simple enough to just sip and enjoy. It can pair with anything, from salmon to roast chicken to pasta. It's the one red wine that truly gets along with almost everyone and everything at the dinner table. A word of caution, be wary of very inexpensive Pinot Noir. It's a difficult grape to grow, so it's worth spending a few extra dollars to get a good one. You'll find great options from California's Sonoma Coast, Oregon's Willamette Valley, and of course, its original home in Burgundy, France. Finally, let's talk about sparkling wine. Sometimes you want to bring something that feels a little more festive. In that case, you can never go wrong with a bottle of Prosecco from Italy. Prosecco is a brilliant choice. It brings the fun and celebration of champagne, but at a much friendlier price. It's light, bubbly, and has delicious, easygoing flavors of green apple, pear, and citrus. It's less intense than champagne, which makes it very approachable. That's because it's made in a different way, in large tanks, which preserves that fresh, fruity character. Arriving with a chilled bottle of Prosecco instantly elevates the mood. It's perfect for a birthday, a promotion, or just celebrating a Friday night. It signals festivity and generosity. No one is ever unhappy to see a bottle of bubbly walk through the door. For another great value sparkling wine, you could also look for Cava from Spain. It's made in the same traditional method as champagne, so it has a toasty, nutty complexity, but still at a very affordable price. So now you have your 3 options: Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, and Prosecco. But there are still a few practical questions. Let's cover those now. First, how much should you spend? A comfortable and appropriate price range for a gift or a dinner party is between $15 and $25. In this sweet spot, you are getting a well-made wine that shows you care, but you aren't breaking the bank. A bottle in this range is a thoughtful gesture. It says, "I appreciate this invitation and I wanted to bring something nice for us to share." Next, how do you choose between red, white, sparkling? As we said, sparkling is for celebrations. For red versus white, if you don't know what's for dinner, a good rule of thumb is to think about the weather. On a warm, sunny day, a crisp, chilled white wine like Sauvignon Blanc is perfect. On a cooler evening, a smooth red like Pinot Noir feels cozy and comforting. If you are truly stuck, Pinot Noir is often the most flexible choice. And now for the most important tip of all. Ask for help. The people who work in wine shops love wine, and they want to help you find something you'll enjoy. You don't need fancy language. Just walk up to a staff member and say something simple. For example, "Hi, I'm going to a dinner party and need a bottle of red wine. My budget is around $20. Can you recommend a Pinot Noir that most people like?" Or, "I'm looking for a crisp white wine to bring to a friend's house, something like a Sauvignon Blanc for under $25. They will be happy to point you to the perfect bottle. It's their job and it's their passion. Now that we've covered our 3 safe bets, let's quickly touch on what you might want to avoid bringing, unless you know your host's preferences very well. Big, bold red wines like Cabernet Sauvignon or Shiraz can be fantastic, but they can also be overpowering, both on their own and with food. Similarly, a heavily oaked Chardonnay can be a polarizing choice. People tend to love it or hate it. These wines are delicious, but they are specific. The goal when you're bringing a bottle to a party is to choose something that is inclusive and easy to enjoy. You want a supporting actor, not a scene stealer. So save those big statement wines for when you know they'll be appreciated. So let's bring it all together. Choosing a wine does not need to be stressful. Remember, you're bringing a gift. The act of giving is what matters most. Your friends will not be judging your selection. They will be happy you are there to share a meal with them. The wine is simply a beautiful excuse to gather around a table and connect with people you care about. That is the true secret of wine. For more tips and to join our community, please visit us at thesecretwinesociety.com. Until next time, find a bottle, find a table, and find a friend. Cheers!